Hey YouTube, what's up? This is your boy John here, aka Sogun. I was just thinking about the stimulus package and what we got, and it was great to get the stimulus, but quite honestly, I think it would do a lot better if a lot more people in government thought more money instead of less. I know they're thinking about giving us $2,000 for 6 months, and I thought about it, and I'm like, wow. And I was watching a video on somebody who did the math for that, and it's like $2.6 trillion to give the total population is what they did the math on, and that's like 370 million people or something like that in the United States. $2,000. Okay, they didn't do it married and single. They just counted the entire population at $2,000, and it came out to like $2.6 trillion for 6 months. And then you double that for a year. Let's say they do it for a year, then it's $5.2 trillion in total. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, they really like to spend our money and borrow a bunch of money or print a lot of money. Print by means of lowering our dollar and things like that. Because we don't go off the gold standard, which is completely dumb these days because our dollar has no value. Like, technically, I already know that a $20 bill is only a $20 bill because it's actually a piece of paper that the whole United States agreed that a $20 bill is a $20 bill. It's actually just a piece of paper that's probably worth like 10 cents. So wouldn't it make more sense that you give out $1 million to every adult eligible that falls in the criteria, which then it's like maybe my math might be wrong for all those eligible, but it might be like 250 million to 300 million people eligible to receive it. If you go off the same standards as the 200, the 2400 or the 1200 standard, I guess is what you'd go off of, which then you're taking a loan out or allowing a one-time payment of $1 million, which would only be 250 million to 300 million dollars. And our government's kind of dumb with that because that's not 2.6 trillion, that's not 5.2 trillion. And that not only sets us up for the right now, that sets us up for the now and the next 1 to 2 years at least. To reinvest in the economy and rebuild. That gives people time to save, people time to buy things, people to live in their homes, that kind of stuff. What am I doing with my fingers? Jeez, God, I am twitchy today. Anyway, that gives us time, to really get back on track, and it helps out the economy now and then, like I said. Now, that would make more sense because it's a one-time loan. $1 million, and yeah, we'd have to pay the taxes on it. I understand that, but I mean, you definitely want the people to pay the taxes on it. But people could pay taxes in this year on it while they still have the $1 million, and that would help the economy as well, and set us on track to get back on track. Because if this COVID-19 lasts, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, well, then at least then people are set. They're still paying their mortgage, they're still paying their rent, they're still paying their other bills. They have a chance to get some other new things they might need, do some additions on their houses if they need it, repair some items while they can't go out and work. Let's say, like somebody's furnace goes out, their hot water heater goes out, things like that during this event. And of course, with nobody working, I mean, normally people they don't have savings for a $500 emergency, so with nobody working, how is anybody going to have any savings for a $500 emergency, It's just would make more sense to me. Why take out all these little loans that equal a bunch of money over a little bit of time when you could just take out, a giant loan and give it to everybody? There's also other things, the rent program. Now, if they do knock off the rent for us, that would be great to knock it off for 6 months to a year. I know if they knocked it off for me, I would be putting what I usually spend in rent to savings. And if they give us the stimulus again, I'd be putting most of that into savings, because if they do tax it, I don't want it to be bite in the butt later on down the road. So savings for me for most of that. Even though they want us to spend it, I really don't think I will. The most I'd probably spend is, buying for the next 6 months that they would approve it. Little things to improve my gaming setup for YouTube and my YouTube setup in general, along with my Twitch setup, which I do have a Twitch. It's Sogun626, so I can regularly start doing that and more often. I don't do it that often right now because I don't have a great setup for my YouTube or my Twitch. I have my phone for my YouTube, and my Twitch I just have my PS4 with my headset, to be honest. So I don't have a lot of followers on there, but I want to get more. I want to start doing it more often, especially with the pandemic going on. We don't know how long it's going to be, and I generally like gaming to begin with, but right now that's pretty much a good way to socialize with people, and also, hopefully make a little bit of income eventually. But you never know. YouTube's a good way to socialize, make some money, get some good comments back. I know people have not had some good comments in the past on my channel. I guess haters are going to hate. But whatever. That's a pretty old saying. I'm 31, so I'm not exactly a spring chicken anymore. That's also an old saying. Jeez, God, I'm old. Anyways, but, pretty much that's all good news. On the forefront, I do plan to move to Sioux Falls. For anyone who's seen my past videos, it's going to take me a couple years, but especially with the pandemic now, I'm not able to save as much, so that's probably set me back a year, maybe two. But I am getting my house in order and my finances in order to make that move to Sioux Falls. It was going to be 1 to 2 years. Now it may be closer to 3 to 4. So for everybody who's seen my past videos and commented bad on that, that is the update on the time frame. Even though I said I will be moving but did not have a time frame in the past, that is in fact the update. So that's good on that. Let's see what I did with my stimulus, and I don't know about anybody else, but feel free to share in the comments below. I moved into a new place not too long ago. I'm out of the RV, which I know I have some past videos in that, and my last few videos I didn't quite leave the fact that we had moved out. So we moved out of the RV. I had been here for, I want to say, since November 2019 or September, something like that. We hadn't had a washer and dryer, so it was a little bit of washing by hand and then drying at my mom's place. So we did that, or going to the laundromat. But we finally got that with the stimulus, and we had an accident with our car. Our strut went down, so I got that replaced in our vehicle. We got a new TV for the living room because we needed one. We got a new TV for the bedroom because the bedroom didn't have a TV since we moved in. And we paid our MDU bill and our electric bill and a bunch of other things that needed to be paid and caught up and everything like that. Another good news is I'm working at DoorDash now, and my wife is working. I won't tell you where because she doesn't like me spreading that around. But, so that's good news. We're making ends meet. I've been working at DoorDash for a while, but I was working for Bite Squad, and Bite Squad closed. Loved the job at Bite Squad. I like my DoorDash job too. I don't do it very often because of the schedules conflict between me and my wife, so I do it when she doesn't have the car, because we only have one car. So that's one time to do it. The pandemic has really caused a hiccup in a lot of our daily activities. Anyone else who wants to comment that, they can. The animals are fine here. We have Rose the cat and Bam Bam the cat. He's doing fine. And Keely, our dog's doing fine. Tori, my daughter's doing fine. She's missing her school. So that's what's up with that. And we're pretty much going insane. Just like everybody else, I'm sure. Only go out for grocery shopping for the most part and work. So it's long, boring days. And that's our life now. As much to you as anyone else is the same. Anyone who wants to figure out things to do, things to say, things to comment, can in the comments. Try to be nice. We're all human here. We're people. Come on, unless you're like me, I'm usually not a nice person, but like I said, treat me with respect. I would treat you. That's the same with anybody, I'm sure. But with that note, I wish everyone well during the pandemic. Stay safe. Stay home. If you have to go out, but do it safely. And I'll try to post more videos as they come more often. Thanks, guys. Peace.